coming to you from the Lydia Media Studios in the heart of Lewiston-Auburn.
It's Lydia's Lunch Bunch.
LA's afternoon morning show with Mark and Sarah. Welcome back, Miss Sarah.
Hi, I'm here.
It seems like you've been gone for years.
Oh, yeah, it does.
It does.
It was really hard to wake up this morning.
I was over here doing the show by myself, day in and day out, with hardly a break.
No.
And now Sarah's back.
Hi.
So I can relax.
You can relax.
Yeah. Hope you had a good trip.
I did. Thank you.
Great.
I had a very
Awesome.
good time. We're moving to North Carolina.
Okay.
Just all of us.
Like the whole show?
There's no, like the whole city of Auburn. We're just going to go.
All right.
Can we add Lewiston in?
Yeah.
like to
there's,
come.
Do it.
there's room for us.
Do it.
Let's all go.
Yeah.
Sounds
There's plenty of space in Greensboro.
Yeah.
Hop in the bus.
It's
We'll be
amazing.
fine.
Yeah.
We are covering news and events in the greater LA area and talking to the people making a difference in our community. Feel free to share your comments, questions, or suggestions via email at podcast@lydiamediallc.com.
And today's show is brought to you by DuBois Electric, building lasting relationships since 1967. From home to business, DuBois Electric offers repairs, upgrades, standby generators, EV chargers, and heat pumps. No job is too big or too small for their fully trained licensed technicians. Visit DuBoisElectric.com. And also brought to you by our friends at Ruper's Beverage and Redemption. When it comes to beer, wine, and spirits, don't botch it, squatch it. At 4 locations in Lewiston, Auburn, and Oxford. Learn more at rupersbeverage.com, and remember, the party starts at Ruper's.
We have the pleasure of being joined in studio today by the president and CEO of the Lewiston-Auburn Metropolitan Chamber of Commerce, Shanna Cox.
Hello and
Hello.
welcome. Welcome back,
Thank
Sarah.
you. What a perfect way to restart my work week.
It's great to have you.
Right?
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? Not last week, but the week before?
Yeah.
Sarah and Shanna and
It was last
myself.
week.
Was it last week?
Pies?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
We got pies in the face.
I've just gotten the scent of cream out of my sinuses. It feels recent.
Yeah.
I could smell it for the next 24 hours.
And
It's in my nose.
I'm short, so I feel like I got this upswing each
Yep.
time that like drove it into my nostrils.
I had someone specifically work the cream up intentionally into my nose.
Getting their money's worth, all for
Yeah.
a good cause.
Totally.
Did you see how much whipped cream Erin Dunn Kimball
Yes,
put on the plate?
I did.
She was going to put in my face.
Yep. Got a picture too.
I was
pretty much a
I
whole
was
can.
curious. I was petering out by the time you guys were getting ready for it, and was sad to miss it. How was your experience?
I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was so much whipped cream up my nose.
Yeah.
It was unsettling.
Yep. Yes.
It was fun. We were happy to support the cause. And that
Totally.
was all for
We made some
the
good money.
Alzheimer's Association.
Yeah. I can't remember, like you had to pay more to smash it directly
Yes.
into a person's
Yeah.
face. And I got 4 direct smashes.
Nice. Way to raise that money.
Right on.
Okay. I didn't realize I was that hated in this community.
Well, and the opportunity to I don't know, fresh canvas for the next person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, it was in your sinuses.
Yeah.
No matter how wiping you did in between each pie.
Yeah. Yep.
It was. It was a great time.
Yes, it was.
Thanks to Heidi and the Alzheimer's Association for the invite. And Shanna and I also got to play Family Feud.
Which was
That
a
was fun
blast.
to watch.
Chad.
It was so
I was part of
funny.
your family for that night.
You were. Or Chad was part of my work family. It's really hard telling.
Yeah.
We left wondering about that out loud.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a combination of families.
Yeah. And don't forget about the walk happening on October 4th, the
right.
Walk to End Alzheimer's. We are going to talk to Shanna all about chamber business and a whole lot more coming up here in just a bit. But before we do, let's take a look at some headlines for Tuesday, September 16th.
Caden's Kitchen is seeking local contractors to assist with kitchen and bathroom build-outs, code compliance upgrades, and more. The nonprofit plans to launch a 24/7 homeless shelter at the former Fortin Funeral Home location on Horton Street in Lewiston. They hope to begin work next month with a completion goal of February 2026.
Auburn City Councilor Tim Cowan announced he will hold a Ward 2 Town Hall meeting on September 29th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at Auburn City Hall. Community members will have an opportunity to discuss issues that impact our community, share concerns, and share their vision for the future.
The Lewiston Fire Department and Andwell Health Partners are hosting a free car seat safety event on Thursday from 2 to 6 p.m. at Station 4. That's located at 55 North Temple Street. Certified technicians will be available to ensure your child's car seat is installed safely and correctly. No appointment or registration is required.
And St. Mary's Health System is hosting a free screening for varicose veins and circulation concerns. The event is tomorrow from 10 a.m. to noon. Appointments are required, and time slots are available every 10 minutes. To schedule an appointment, you can call 777-4469 or visit stmarysmaine.com.
Want to talk about the weather?
Sure do.
Beautiful. Rain or shine, it's all okay. Grab your uke and start the day. You don't need perfect skies above. Hey, just a song and a little love. Yay.
Jazz hands.
It needs jazz hands at the end.
Kind
you
of
can't,
does.
If you hear that and don't get inspired to wiggle your fingers, something's wrong with you.
Yeah. Blue skies and sunshine today with a high of 77 and a low of 49. Cloudy tomorrow with a high of 73 and a low of 53. And a mixture of sun and clouds on Thursday with highs in the mid-70s.
In sports, the Red Sox host the Athletics tonight at 6:45. Connolly Early gets the start for Boston.
Central Maine Community College Soccer hosts UMaine Augusta today. The women's game begins at 4 p.m. and the men's at 6.
The Maine Nordiques face off against the stinking New Jersey Titans for their home opening weekend on Friday and Saturday nights at Norway Savings Bank Arena.
I know what I'm doing Friday.
Right?
And the Lewiston Maniacs host the Presque Isle Frontiers on Friday and Saturday at the Colisée.
On the high school scoreboard in field hockey, Edward Little was shut out by Messalonsky 2-0.
And in boys soccer, it was Mountain Valley shutting down Lisbon 4-0.
And in volleyball, Edward Little beat Mount Ararat 3-1.
Woohoo!
That is your news, weather, and sports. And right now it's time for the podcast segment that is
Sweeping!
the Twin Cities. Shannon knows all the cues.
I'm trying.
I love it. It's time for famous people birthdays.
They're famous. It's their birthdays. It's famous people birthdays. It's famous people birthdays.
Let's take a look at FPBs for September the 16th, shall we?
Yeah.
Already then.
There's a long list.
It is. There's a
Wow.
lot. There's a lot today. We're going to start off with Alexis Bledel.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
44 years old today.
No
and
way.
you know her as Rory Gilmore from the Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
Right?
And lots of other stuff, too.
And lots of other stuff.
Yeah.
But I think
primarily the Gilmore
Yeah.
Girls. Yeah.
Amy Poehler, 54 years old today.
Funny.
Saturday Night Live alum and star of Parks and Rec.
I just got her book for my birthday.
Right
I got
on.
Yes, please, for my birthday.
Very cool. Molly Shannon.
Another funny
Hilarious.
lady. Yes.
Absolutely. 61 years old today.
She's like, it's all like
Yes.
you can't think of Molly Shannon without thinking about Mary Catherine Gallagher.
Yes.
When you like put your fingers in your armpits and then you that's real bad.
It is that.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you can. How can you not?
Singer Richard Marx, 62 years old today. What a legendary mullet he had back in the 80s.
I loved him. He
One of
was
the best
great.
mullets ever.
Yeah. Right. that song Right Here Waiting was
Yeah.
like my 8th grade anthem.
Yeah.
Loved him.
His other hits include Hold On to the Nights, Endless Summer Nights, and Don't Mean Nothing. And it don't mean nothing. Jennifer Tilly is 67 years old today.
Also very funny lady.
Very funny.
Yep.
I remember her from Liar Liar. She was great in that. That came out in
Yes.
97.
Yeah.
She was also in the Fabulous Baker Boys, Made in America, Stuart Little.
She plays poker. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Tilly is the World Series of Poker bracelet champion, becoming
What?
the first ever celebrity to win such a tournament in 2005.
Wow.
She's won over $1 million playing poker.
You know she's playing for fun, too.
Yeah.
She can.
She's just good at it. Wow.
Magician David Copperfield, 69 years old today. I think it's a tough time to be a magician because all of your tricks are exposed online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no secrets
Yeah.
anymore. There's no way of keeping things.
Yeah. That's why I like the card tricks.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. Also, magicians are kind of scary.
Legendary Boston comedian Lenny Clark is 72 years old today. He's also great friends with Dennis Leary and played Uncle Teddy on Leary's TV series called Rescue Me.
Nice. Nice.
Mickey Rourke is 73 years old today. Well, parts of him are.
Oh, how old's his nose?
Right. Yeah. Mickey was in 9.5 Weeks, The Pope of Greenwich Village, Rumblefish, and The Wrestler.
The Wrestler.
Yeah, he revived his career with The
Yeah.
Wrestler.
Also, he was in one of the Marvel series. He was he was in the second Iron Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was this
That's right.
Russian guy.
Yeah.
With the
And rounding out FPBs for September the 16th is an individual that Sarah and I had the pleasure of interviewing
We do know him.
a while ago. Ed Begley Jr. is 76 years old today.
Yeah.
He played Dr. Victor Ehrlich on the TV series St. Elsewhere from 82 to 88. And he's been in a bunch of movies.
Yeah, so many.
Yeah. And credits John Belushi for his sobriety.
That's right. If John and I remember him saying that if John Belushi and his wife are telling you that you need to slow down, you are in a bad place.
Yeah.
And that happened, and it straightened him out, and thank goodness. Those are your FPBs. Now it's time for some OTDs. It happened on this day. It happened on this day. It happened on this day.
Wow. I forgot how good that song
I
is.
bet you missed it.
Yeah. 31 years ago on this day in 1994, a federal jury ordered Exxon to pay $5 billion in damages for the Exxon Valdez oil spill of 1989. You guys remember that?
I do.
I was just little, but I remember thinking that's a mess.
Yeah.
And $5 billion back in the 90s.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
like $30 billion now.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Right?
Yep.
32 years ago in 1993, Frasier premiered on NBC. It ran for 11 seasons, and the Paramount revival ran for 2 seasons.
They had to cancel it.
Yeah.
11 seasons of Frasier is enough.
Yeah,
we
it's
don't.
enough.
We don't need to bring
You
that.
can watch
back.
it. You can watch it.
Have we learned nothing from Fuller House?
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Also, 32 years ago in 1993, Janet Jackson appeared shirtless on the cover of Rolling Stone.
Oh, Miss
I remember
Jackson,
that.
if you're nasty.
Yeah, that shook things up, I remember.
Yeah. 37 years ago in 1988, Tom Browning of the Cincinnati Reds pitched the 12th perfect game in Major League Baseball history.
Amazing.
Amazing. Amazeballs. 41 years ago in 1984, Miami Vice premiered, starring Don Johnson and Philip Michael Thomas as Crockett and Tubbs. Did you guys
Shannon-
watch that?
I did for a little bit.
I didn't.
No, we were a Magnum PI family.
Oh,
Really?
us too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know that you had to choose, but apparently.
I think you did.
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah.
did.
I liked all the guest stars they used to bring on Miami Vice. They had like Phil Collins on there, and they had Ted Nugent, and yeah, just
That's interesting.
right. Yeah,
50.
he didn't play a good guy.
Surprise! 53 years ago in 1972, The Bob Newhart Show premiered on CBS.
Absolute legend.
Hilarity
Yep.
ensued.
Still good. Still good. You can still watch
He's
those
still
shows
so funny.
like on the like Pluto or Tubi or whatever streaming service.
He's still out there. He's still putting out work.
This is where they had the 3 employees who were all named the same, right?
well, no, that was called
was
Newhart.
Just Newhart.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they ran an inn in Vermont.
Yes.
Yeah. This one, he played a psychiatrist.
Oh, I don't think I'm familiar with that one.
It's really good.
He's so funny, but also the straightest of straight
Yeah.
men. He's so funny.
I love dry straight humor.
Yeah. He's
Like when you're like, oh, that was that was a really funny joke, actually, and you slipped it right past me.
and you
I
almost
love that kind of
almost
humor.
went by me. Yeah. And finally, 117 years ago in 1908, General Motors was founded. How about that?
GM.
GM.
There you go.
They have like a whole bunch of cars in their fleet, right? Like GM.
Oh, yeah.
like,
They do it all.
they do it all.
Yeah. Those are your FPBs and OTDs for September the 16th.
Whether you want a sit-down meal or a grab-and-go, Pat's Pizza in Auburn offers delicious sandwiches, pasta, salads, and pizza at family-friendly prices. Pat's Pizza, serving the LA area since 1985. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 85 Center Street in Auburn. Online at patsauburn.com.
Hi, it's Donna Harris from Phoenix No Limits Karate with your daily safety tip. Teach kids to never meet an online friend in person without an adult. Let's all do our best to keep our community safe.
Don't miss Central Maine Community College's open house and homecoming weekend on Saturday, September 27th. Whether you're a future Mustang, proud alum, supportive family member, or a community friend, there's something for you. Visit cmcc.edu/homecoming for details and the full schedule. Now, we shift focus fully to our guest in studio, President and CEO of the Lewiston-Auburn Metropolitan Chamber of Commerce, Shanna Cox.
It's like you sing it when you say it. Right? I love it so much. Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks for coming back.
Yeah.
So, Finest Under 40, nominations are open.
Yeah. So through this Friday. So if you go to UpliftLA, Maine.com, you'll be able to see what it's all about and see all the categories, read about past winners. I absolutely love Finest Under 40. Every year, we recognize rising professionals who are 40 or under through the end of the year. And just to get ahead of it, every once in a while I talk about this program and folks go, but hey, what about awards for people over 40?
Blah,
and I
blah,
would say every May we do this incredible program called Annual Awards. And people over 40 are well represented within it.
They sure are.
Yeah.
You know, for us at the Chamber, so Uplift LA is a committee and is a group of people and is a network and is a program. It's kind of all of those things run by rising professionals to serve rising professionals, and that it's part of the Chamber, and we absolutely love this group. That said, when people ask me through the lens of the Chamber, like, why invest staff time? What is the value of Uplift LA? It's such an easy answer for me. It's just a key part of both developing rising leaders in work and in community. And it is a tool that we use to support businesses in retaining their rising professionals, recognizing their rising professionals, and displaying to the broader Maine and beyond community that we are a region that values rising and young
We
professionals.
can attract more rising.
Well, and in the oldest state in the nation, we're just putting a stake in the ground and saying, like, young people are awesome and they do great things already, and they are capable of doing great things throughout their career, and how can we be part of that? So it's easy for us. So Finest Under 40 is kind of the culmination of that. It's a program that recognizes, seeks nominees. Folks don't have to be chamber members. You don't have to be a chamber member to put in a nomination. If you got great service, have your favorite bartender, have a hairstylist who is just an absolute artist and makes you feel like you've visited a magician, if you've got the best automotive tech or electrician, nominate them if they're 40 or under through the year. It's just for us, it's a really important way to say, hey, I see you. You do incredible work. Thanks for doing that. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just a really great tool for recognition. All of the nominees, once accepting it, get recognized and promoted. And then there is an award program in November after some public voting that ends in award winners. But it's just a great way to recognize folks through the nomination alone. And I think it's really important. So, there's 11 different categories. There's a whole bunch of different ways. It's everything from finance and real estate and kind of traditional white-collar professions to trades, to the gig economy, to artists, to volunteers. There's just so many ways people show up in work and community. And we are big believers that work and community are intimately linked. You can't really have a thriving workforce or a thriving economy if you don't have a strong community, and vice versa. And so it just really recognizes all of that. So, get your nominees in through Friday, whether it's someone you work with, somebody you know. If they're in Androscoggin County, live, work, or volunteer in Androscoggin County, we'd love to see those nominations.
I'm curious. Have you ever had somebody nominated who turned out to not be a professional under 40?
Yeah, all the time.
Because I'm terrible at judging
All the
how
time.
old a person is.
Well, that's the thing. So that's why, like, don't let it be a barrier. We do vet folks. We'll check in with folks.
Yeah.
Yes, but I was nominated at 44 and ineligible for the program. That was a funny conversation with the staff in the back. But no, like, all the time that happens, and kudos, right? So we always check, but don't feel like you have to ask to see someone's ID before you can nominate them. We'll check in with them.
It's flattering. Like, when you call that person and you're like, so listen, you were nominated. I know you're 45. I just wanted you to know.
That's exactly right. And, like, still feels good.
Yeah.
Still feels good.
You look like you're under 40.
Yeah. You know, one of the things that I love about this program, so I've been leading this program through the Chamber for the 6 years that I've been at the Chamber. I was a nominee way back in the day, I think 2016, 2015 maybe. I've been familiar with the program since it was YPlay that was running it, and YPlay became Uplift. But what's really cool is seeing folks who put nominee or awardee for Finest Under 40 on their resume, who now 5-10 years later, we've seen them go on and continue to do great things. It's just a really incredible thing to see someone who's, in their mid to late 40s, who were recognized at some point over the last 10 or 15 years, doing incredible work today. And they're still choosing to do it here. And I can't think that those things don't have a little bit to do with one another. So, yeah, I love that.
Shanna, what is happening on October 15th? I am hearing a lot. There's some hustle. There's some bustle. There's news.
Excited.
What's going on?
Taste the Harvest. Our Fall Street Festival is October 15th. And so we work with the city of Lewiston, who's a presenting sponsor. Thanks to them. We shut down the last block of Lisbon Street. So from Ash to Main Street, it's shut down. We take over Dufresne Plaza. We take over the street. And we work with different chefs, different restaurants, local farms, and local value-added food producers. And at the end of the day, what you experience is a local beer and wine tent where you can grab your drink and walk around and visit all of the vendors, all of the makers, all of the chefs' tables. And you can choose to dine on incredible food. So there's tickets. We have vegetarian 3-course, we have 4-course tickets, and then we have a full experience 8-course ticket where you get a little bit of everything that you're serving.
So come hungry.
Yeah, definitely
My
come
goodness.
hungry. Definitely
Yeah.
come hungry. And then you don't have to purchase tickets if you want. You're welcome to visit any of the restaurants that we're working with are also still open.
Oh, cool.
So you can go in and order off the menu or get a cocktail. We'll be serving beer and wine, but not liquor. But you're able to walk around the street with your beverage. You're able to shop and talk to farmers. You're able to talk to makers. You'll get to see the restaurants do something that is a little bit off menu and a little bit different, which
unique.
I think it's one of my favorite parts, that in the conversation with a chef is like, this is an opportunity for you to work with local food and show off, like do something that is maybe not within your normal genre or that you can't, keep on the menu all the time. That's just real. So it's harvest time, and we put $6,000 to $8,000 into our local food economy with this event
Nice.
every year.
Wow.
So a big piece of the ticket sales and sponsorship goes to that, which for us is like circulating dollars. And then some of our proceeds also support our work to promote this region as a whole, but specifically our hospitality and local food economy. And so throughout the month of October, we encourage people to take the Eat Local Challenge. These two are connected for us. We're making it really easy for you to eat local and to taste everything with Taste the Harvest. But over the course of the month, we highlight restaurants. We're doing TV ads and digital ads and promoting the LA region as a place to get a little local bite. And so, yeah, we really try to boost the economy in a couple of different ways with this, but it's a lot of fun. One of the things that we hope to see out of it is chefs creating new relationships with local food producers so that they kind of sustain local food menu items. And so it's a lot of fun. We put together, big shout out to Dawn back at the office, we put together essentially an ingredient list, and we work with 10 or 12 different farms to see what they have. And it's incredible. We have local tofu available. For example, you might not know that tofu is like made right down the road and
I did
can
not know that.
Yeah. So we get a lot of our dairy from Pineland Farms and a couple of other places. And so like we put together an incredible list, and then we hand it over to the chefs and say, we're looking for, 400 4-ounce portions. Anything you want on this list, you can feature an item. And so we like local duck eggs, which are really hard to procure in large amounts. We work really hard at it. Again, big shout out to Don, who's hustling on the phones there. But there's local proteins. This year we're featuring from Da Vinci's our vegetarian main course, which is a local chickpea pasta. So a handmade pasta made with local chickpeas, high in protein. We have a bolognese with 3 different kinds of local meats, from Mancini's with an herbed ricotta that's also made at a local creamery. And so,
Stop.
I know, I'm sorry. It's really,
I'm so hungry.
I don't know when you're listening, but it's early for us to be this hungry.
Oh, my
yeah,
goodness.
no, it's a really incredible menu. It's a way to support local restaurants. And then I would just say, kind of finally, to remind folks how accessible and safe and enjoyable our downtown in Lewiston is, right? Get people out and see it. And so, yeah, we've got makers. I would tell folks, if you are on Facebook, go to Facebook and join the event, because you'll see us highlighting all of the restaurants, all of the farms, all of the makers leading up to the event. So it's the best way to kind of get all the information. But if you go to discoverlamaine.com, you'll be able to find tickets also on our LA Metro Chamber website. But I can't stress this enough. You don't have to buy tickets to come. We'd love to see you show up, support any of those restaurants, whether it's through our ticketed piece or not. But like, we also have a free photo booth, which is a lot of fun. Last year, it was populated with gourds as props, and I had to censor some of the photos.
That's right.
When we put out the public album. So this year, we're going to incorporate some additional props.
I
in the
apologize
photo
for
booth.
that.
Yeah, no, it's
Aw.
okay. You were in good company, sir. It was a riot. It was hilarious, and our own team did some fun photos with the gourds too. Not all of them made it to the public.
I got to see some of the outtakes.
It's good, right? Like it was.
Yes.
It was maybe the most enjoyable album I've ever had to review before putting it out into the public. I really enjoyed it. So there's a free photo booth, so you can get a picture and remember the night. But there'll be music. It's a really good time. And yeah, we take over this street starting at 4. Everything is in full swing by 5 o'clock. It's a beautiful night. Come join us.
And it's so cool when they can shut down a street
Yeah,
for
it
your
is.
event.
Some people get really silly about it, in my opinion, but it really increases foot traffic.
It's a one-way street
It's a one-way
in
street.
the middle of the week from
And-
4 to 7.
Thanks, ma'am. And there is a parking garage directly
Yeah.
across from Dufresne Plaza. So, like, you park your car, which is free after 6, and $1 an hour if you come before.
I've never had to pay in that parking garage.
No,
Not
and then
one
you
time.
you walk across the street, and there is our registration and ticket booth.
Yeah.
And then you're at the event. It's a 15-foot commute. So
Some people will just
I know.
complain because they like it.
It's why we show, like, look how easy it is.
Yeah,
Look
it's
how
easy peasy.
easy it is. But it's a really fun event. So grab your friends, come on down, mark your calendar, buy some tickets because the food's incredible.
We're excited.
By all means, you're going to want to, you'll walk around and then be like, shoot, I should go get some tickets because it's going to be delicious.
Go back, get your
Yeah,
ticket.
yeah,
Can you
100%.
I'm sorry. Did you say you could get tickets day of if you were to?
Yeah, as long as they're not sold out in before. And we did try to increase our capacity a little bit this year so that there would be more day of sales. So we'll see, but the price goes up day of. So
be
be
wary.
motivated to get your ticket early.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's campfires. We like campfires in the street.
Keep
It's
you
like
warm and cozy.
we have some really great photos of people like eating their snacks, drinking a beer, curled up around a campfire in the middle of Lisbon Street. Like, it's so cool.
I had whoopie pies coming out of my pockets thanks to your father at the last.
Yeah, that sounds spot on.
Your dad was like, "Here, take some more."
That is
whoopie
one of our
pies."
chief volunteers, and he's a giver.
Yeah. Well, it
He's
was
a
the end.
giver.
It was the end of the night.
Yeah.
Like everyone was leaving, and he was like, and I had put off the dessert side of things, and he was like, "Come on!" And I was like, "Whoopie pie is just tumbling out of my
pusher.
pockets."
Yeah, that sounds right.
He's lovely.
Shout out to my dad.
He's pretty great.
Coming up on October 7th, Shanna, Business Lab Series 1, Ignition.
Yeah. So we have been working behind the scenes to bring back a local network, local-based, local championing business development program. And that's, for us, it just feels like a really vital piece of what a chamber should be doing and supporting. You're familiar maybe with our startup sessions. That's the first Tuesday of every month. It's free. It's open to the public. It's open house style. And it's a great opportunity for people who are thinking about a business or starting a business to get some mentorship to break the isolation of what it feels like to be an entrepreneur or small business owner, because it can be really isolating. But we wanted to take a step beyond that. And so we've been promoting some Start and Grow programming. So if you go to our Chamber's event page, you can search Start and Grow and see some of the programming that comes up under there. But the Business Lab is 3 series. Our first series is the Ignition series. That's happening this fall. You'll see the second series in early 2026. And then in spring of 2026, you'll see the third. And they're stackable. So you can take all of those different series in time, but they're really meant to take some traditional programming. So we're actually using the Hannah Grimes curriculum, and Hannah Grimes is a institute that has some good data associated with their entrepreneurial curriculum. And so we kind of broke it up into the basic fundamentals for folks who are kind of assessing feasibility or have literally just kind of gotten their feet wet in starting their business. So if you've been in business for a couple years, stick around for the January programming because that's when you'll really start to see. But for folks who are trying to make sense of, I have an idea, is this idea feasible? Or I've just started with this idea. How do I think about pricing? How do I make sure it's feasible? This is that series. And so it's really, we really intentionally formatted it. It's 2.5 hours, once a week, every other week. So there's some time for learning, and then there's some time for taking that learning, working with those worksheets, doing some work on your business, for your business with support. And in the week in between the class sessions, we've built in mentoring and advising. So whether it's trying to get ahead of next week's thinking or, working with the worksheet or the spreadsheet from last week's class, you get some really individualized time to support you specifically. And so by the end of those 6 weeks, again, 3 classes over 6 weeks, you should leave with the basics for your business, your question answered, should I, shouldn't I, or what does it look like to start a business? That's our Ignition series. And then we kind of ramp it up to some deeper curriculum, and, we continue the format and the tailored approach with advising and mentoring, but we dig a little deeper on the topics in our second series in early 2026. So come join us. We would love to see you. Honestly, it's a super steal. We've done business programming before. We were part of the Top Gun cohort statewide. That was $600. It was really required a lot to participate. Right? It was like 3 hours every week, 12 weeks, time with your mentor outside of that time. We really tried to do something that allows people to actually absorb the information and to have some time to work with that information, and then a pause between the series so that you can go do some of that stuff and get ready for the next one. Mm-hmm. So we really intentionally worked with that, but we're working with local networks and local advisors and local businesses so that as you are going through this, you're also growing your network of supports and possible vendors, possible partners, and the people that you would seek to ask for some advice from. And so really excited to be doing that, really grounded in our local business community and our local economy, and help people, realize their dream of starting a business or growing their business.
That is happening on October the 7th from 3 to 5:30 at the Chamber, 415 Lisbon Street in Lewiston. And you recently dropped episode number 22 of Build, Lead, Thrive.
Dr. Libby.
Dr.
Dr. Betsy Libby. Betsy and I went to school together, what feels like a million years ago. And it was really nice to talk to her about being a first-gen college graduate and kind of rising to her position within academia and that journey. She just had some really great lessons. I won't go into too much. I don't want to spoil it. Folks should listen. But she talked about the gift of no, giving the gift of no to her team, and I think articulated it just so well. And it is a brilliant lesson and a true gift to be able to give to people. And so, hop on over to Build, Lead, Thrive, Voices of Androscoggin to hear a little bit more about the gift of no, because I think it's a really incredible, it was one of my favorite parts of our interview.
Anything else that you want our listeners to know before we move on?
I would just say there is an incredible amount of things happening and lined up throughout the fall. Dempsey's in town starting shortly. And so go on over to the LA Metro Chamber events page and you can see what we're doing. You can see what our members are doing. You can see some of the prominent events that are happening in community in one spot. And so go check it out. There is way more happening than people think are happening around. And if anyone ever tells you, man, there's just nothing to do around here, send them to that page and tell them that they're wrong, because there is yoga, there's farm events, there's comedy, there's variety shows and little Nate nights coming up next week. And so there's so much to do in community, and it's that time of year where you can pick apples and do all the other things. Hop on to Explore and Discover. It is our social media presence, Explore and Discover LA Maine. The website's discoverlamaine.com, but you can learn a ton. You can find trails, find the public art, find the historical trails, our farmers information. There's also information on housing and childcare, and there's just a ton over there, and we're putting that content out about all the great things to explore and discover in LA, Maine, and surrounding towns, right there on social media and on our website.
Next year marks 30 years of Uncle Andy's Digest. What started as a beloved print publication has grown into Lydia Media, a full-service marketing partner helping local businesses thrive. From LA Metro Magazine and the Lydia's Lunch Bunch podcast to social media management, website design, and advertising across all platforms, we've got your marketing needs covered. If you're a business making a difference in our community, let's connect. Lydia Media is here to tell your story and help you grow. Lydia Media, in business, for business. Learn more at lydiamediallc.com.
Shanna, as you know, we like to close the show with a segment called 3 Random Questions.
Yes.
Question number 1. What's your favorite way to practice self-care?
Ooh, good.
Gardening.
How about in the winter?
Yeah,
Out in the
no,
harsh
so it
months.
gets really hard in the winter because gardening and camping are my 2 fill my cup up, get in touch with the rhythm and nature, rhythm of the environment, and, just like remember the setting of the sun and how it's supposed to drive our clocks. Both of those activities are some of my best ways. And so reading is probably I have a really active brain. Like it is an honest to God challenge for me to turn my brain off. Doesn't matter whether it's work or community or family. Like it's just, my brain's always like, here's your list and here's your things. And so shutting that off is maybe the biggest gift I can give myself for consistent periods of time. So in the winter, it's reading or planning my garden. So I actually do a garden journal I do it throughout the year, but in the fall, I'm really tacking on like divide this in the fall, divide this in the spring, remember to move this, spread a little of this type of plant and that kind of thing. And so, I kind of dig into some gardening books and envision what I'll do with my garden and jot notes down and sometimes sketch. I do watercolor. And so sometimes I'll try to paint the vision of my garden, bringing all those things together. There's nothing frameable that happens in this activity, but it is very, it's very enjoyable.
That's nice.
Yeah. To be very honest, it is much tougher in the winter. Camping is my kind of go-to way to genuinely unplug and disconnect and, just really hear the sounds of nature and just kind of be at peace. And none of that occurs in the same way when you do a hotel getaway in the winter. And I'm not a winter camper. I'm a tent camper. So there's no version of me popping a tent in December and reliving that summer experience. And so, it honestly gets much more challenging in the winter.
Yeah. So Shanna, it's almost pumpkin spice season. It's very close. So my question is, if you had a pumpkin for a head,
okay,
would you carve a face in it, or would you just walk around with the pumpkin head? Or if you were incapable of carving the face, who would you choose to put the face on your pumpkin head?
It's a lot of questions. I got to follow up. Can I see?
No.
With or without the pumpkin being carved? Do I have to carve holes to be able to see?
No. You just know. You just have a sense.
Okay.
Where you're going.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like my head would last longer if I didn't carve it. So I'd probably paint it.
Oh.
And not carve it because then it would rot. That's my experience with the pumpkins I carve. They go a lot quicker once you cut into them.
Yeah.
So for longevity's sake, I'd pick painting.
Uh-huh.
Assumedly, I wouldn't be able to paint it myself.
You could.
I'd get Jay.
Oh,
I would have him caricature up.
Caricature up.
Yep.
Yeah.
My pumpkin face.
Jay Fiore.
The art of Jay.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. He could paint my face.
Okay.
He could paint my face on my pumpkin, but I feel like painting is more sustainable for my new pumpkin head than if I carved it, because I don't want to mold.
Got it.
I don't want to mold.
Yep. I didn't put that into the equation.
I don't want to prematurely mold anyway. I guess we all mold at some point, but
Shanna, what is the most difficult challenge that you've faced in the past year?
This last year. That's a really good question.
I can think of one.
I've had some tough years, and this year was not the toughest or most challenging, which is really great. What's the one you'd think of?
I don't know, leaving your job?
Oh, I haven't done that yet, so it hasn't happened.
Well, I know, but making the decision must have been a challenge.
I'll be honest with you, it has been. It's definitely. I spent months making that decision, and it was really challenging. I love this job. I love this work. I love this community, which is why I'm, leaving the chamber to have my own business back again to stay here and keep my roots and be invested in this community. It feels really important for me. And then to serve this community in a new and different way. Just, I think, living a life of service is kind of like a fundamental thing. But when you believe in that, I had this really great conversation with someone who's doing research on servant leadership yesterday, and being able to talk to somebody who's vested in, believes in, and is informed about servant leadership was just like, it was a really rewarding conversation. But within that, I think that I had the time to reflect last night that when you believe in servant leadership and you lead through servant leadership and in service to others, the decisions that you make personally, like how am I best in service? What is my, in all honesty, and that's probably the economist me, what's my highest and best use that contributes the most? There's so many times when that question is really clear, but when it is just you're making that decision, you're making it ostensibly for yourself to figure out the best way to serve. That's maybe the most challenging. And I spent months thinking about, I always knew what I wanted to do, if not immediately next, but like next in the future, and getting the timing of that right. I'd set some goals for when I was like in my 50s to run for public office, to serve. For me, it's really about working in policy and having broader impact that you can have. I think the scale and the depth and the longevity of impact from policy solutions is, I got to be part of some really cool policy making that addresses lead poisoning in children. And we saw that policy go through the process, get enacted, change the way demolitions are done, change the way communities are notified, and some other kind of lasting pieces. And, we're almost 10 years out, and I was still seeing that practice used in the recent demolition on Pine Street. And so it's just really an incredible thing. And so I always knew that was the thing that I was going to do at some point. And I truly believe this. And I remember being younger, and I use that term really vaguely on purpose, younger than I am today. I remember being younger and just hearing folks who were older than me, who are probably only a little older than I am now, right? But it feels a lot older when you're in your young 30s, early 30s, late 20s. And I remember them saying I want to get out of the way and let others step into this space to lead. And I think that's a very real thing. And I always felt like it was a little bit of a cop-out. I think I heard it more I'm tired and weary and I'm done, and the young ones should come in and bear the burden. And I think some of the folks who I was hearing that actually said those things. So, maybe not far off, but you can't develop leaders and not create space for them to lead. And in organizations that are small, sometimes that means really creating space that you can't both hold that space, take that space up, and invite others to fill that space, right? And so I have an incredible team at the Chamber. There's just never been a stronger version of our team and the Chamber. In my years being a member or working there, I'm really excited for the next chapter for what comes. I'm not leaving until April, so lots more opportunities to have the conversation, but it was a challenging, thank you, because it really was. And it's such a personal one. So I don't, maybe 4 people knew that was and that includes the people in my household, knew the challenging lists and sheets and crafts that I made. I'm such a nerd. I'm such a nerd. Yeah. That's how I approached that. But yeah, it was deeply personal and deeply challenging.
Yeah. Can't wait to see what's next.
I know. There's so much good stuff coming. I know.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time today.
Always a pleasure. Love starting my day with you guys.
If you'd like more information on just about anything Shanna has talked about, go to lametrochamber.com. Thanks to Ruper's Beverage and Redemption and DuBois Electric for sponsoring today's episode. And if you'd like to be part of the Lydia's Lunch Bunch advertising family, reach out to Pam via email at pam@lydiamediallc.com.
Have a great day. And remember, don't bite your cat. And I will say I have bitten my cat.